Fanatic.com brought to you by Dr. Lance Forbes, Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids. Streets maintenance, not only remodeling, but also plumbing. The Oxyoke Inn in the Amanas. Premier Automotive in North Liberty. Diamond Dreams Sports Academy. Harty and Stocker Jewelers, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City. The Midtown Family Restaurants. Suple's Flowers, home of 1-800-800-ROSE. GT Car and his crew at Suple's Building and Remodeling. Tavern Blue on the Coralville Strip. They're open for lunch today, every Friday at Tavern Blue. Good stuff. Mike's E-Keys for cars. Steve Anderson, Hawkeye Title and Settlement, and Patrick Eads, his son Tyler, and the whole staff at Deary Brothers Ford on Mormon Trek. Here's Tom Suter, and from HawkFanatic.com, Pat Harty.
And speaking of one of our sponsors, saw Patrick at the Hawk Party last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're hobnobbing with all the bigs.
Had the chance to chat with Beth.
How is she?
She's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems to do a good job.
Well, she seems to. I can honestly say that I can't necessarily judge fairly, but yes,
yeah.
I think she is doing a good job.
What do you think, Pat?
Sounds good to me.
Me too.
What'd you go to again last night?
The Hawk Party. It's the iClub's annual Hawk Party. It's a fundraiser for them.
What a creative title. I'm kidding.
Hawk Party 44, I think it was.
Where'd they hold it?
At the rooftop across from Kennick. What's that place called?
I think it's called the Rooftop.
Yeah, okay.
I think.
It's in the hotel?
Yeah, that new hotel up in the Rooftop is great. It was a beautiful evening.
Yeah, I've never been to that hotel.
It's cool.
Yeah, it was supposed to storm, and then it went to the south of us.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, just I mean.
Well, we were ready to all bunch inside, but we didn't have to.
Well, this weather's been unbelievable.
But we've had enough rain recently. I mean,
yeah.
My green grass is getting tired of mowing, especially the water grass. God, it won't stop growing.
Oh, it's just amazing that, I mean, parts of the country are so screwed up and everything. And it's August here, and we got temperatures around 80.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah, no, we've been very fortunate.
Well, that means the first game it's going to be 105 with a 93 dew point.
I'll be in the press box. Won't care.
$12 bottles of water.
And you'll be loving every minute of it.
I will say that there was one game, it was so hot down in Kansas City that I had a beer, and I said, I can't do this.
That was my first game in air conditioning, 2000 at Arrowhead Stadium.
Boy, what a game to have air conditioning.
And see, Iowa didn't have air conditioning yet, so I just assumed nobody did. That shows you how naive I was. I remember just dreading going up there, and then when I walk into the press box at Arrowhead, I'm like, oh my God! It was almost like a religious experience for me.
It was so hot in that game.
And it took Iowa a few more years because I remember those early September games at Kinnick were just brutal. It was so hot.
So I was doing my Saturday morning show from there, and I was tracking down a person who was roasting an emu.
So is that where you just had your cell phone and walk around?
Yes. Yeah.
I remember those days.
Yes.
Well, my favorite one was when it was going to be 105. And
is this the water bottle story again?
The water bottle.
And then they doubled the price?
Yeah. Doubled it. It was like, we're going to. Did they give it to for free or $1 or something?
They gave him for free, I think.
Yeah, for free, and then the next, it was 110, and they charge you $5 for it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember that either, but of course it wouldn't involve me because I was in the press box. I mean, if it was 110 degrees, I'm sure that was the heat index.
That was
I wouldn't go. And I'm not knocking the people that go, but I wouldn't go because there's nothing more annoying than the people who go and then complain about being there. It got it so hot you didn't have to go.
I didn't complain about being there.
Well, I'm not saying necessarily you, but you didn't have to go.
Yes, you do.
Well, this is true. No, you haven't. You make a good point.
I mean, it is, though. People will complain about something they choose to do, that if it's not the way they want it, well, you didn't have to go.
I had to go.
Why?
I just felt I had to go.
Okay.
I didn't miss a home game, and I might have missed one home game in 25 years. Because I went with Bud and was at all the home games.
I missed 2 because of orientation and stuff when my girls were going to college.
Well, then my kid dragged me out of one when I was getting radiation because he said, "You look like you're going to die." And then we got home. It was that Wisconsin game where we ended up losing.
The fake punt one?
Yeah.
I was going to say, that doesn't really narrow it down. The Wisconsin game, we ended up losing. But, yeah, that was 2010, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
The fake punt.
Yes.
Yep. So, but
And then it wasn't that because I didn't. It had to be like 2014.
That was not a good year, if I recall.
I was getting radiation then.
2014 was not a good year.
Was that?
Well, they went 8-5. That's when Kirk changed That's when he moved Beathard ahead of Rudock, because Beathard was going to transfer if he didn't. And they looked horrible in the bowl game. And I mean, yeah, that was the stretch where they started practicing in the morning, and then there was a little new Kirk for a little while, which was probably more hype than bite. I mean, he went for it a couple times on 4th down, and I mean, fans just like, my God, look at this. But yeah, then he shifted stuff to the morning. I'll tell you, that decision seems to have worked.
Boy, it sure did.
But yeah, 14, they didn't have a losing season, but they fell apart at the end, and I think Kirk just had seen enough. And Beathard was going to leave. I mean, nobody has ever been able to say that on the record, and his dad never. But he was going to transfer, and I think they thought they had more of a future with CJ since he had more years left. And CJ did in 2015. He was good. I mean, he was good.
Well, he ended up 12-0 in the regular season.
But Rudock was good in 2013.
Yes, he was.
And that 2015 season, CJ was good, but it's not like he threw for 3,000 yards or anything.
No.
He was a better. He wasn't a game manager, but he was not like a phenom either. He was kind of in between. But they had a good team, and the thing with CJ is when he was healthy, he could run. But the problem is in 16, he supposedly wasn't healthy. They started him every game, and I thought the 16 season was way worse than the 14 season.
It was not good.
No, it was not good. So, but
because the expectations were plenty high.
Yeah, and I always say, well, CJ was hurt. He couldn't play. Well, he started every freaking game, so he wasn't that hurt. That's what I've never been able to figure out is this argument, well, he was hurt. That's okay. Well, then play somebody else if he's hurt. And they didn't.
I agree with that.
So he's obviously was their best option, so he wasn't hurt enough to not play. They just didn't. That bowl game against Florida was one of the worst bowl games.
Oh my God!
God, I remember that was the first game we sent Tyler Devine to. He was all excited. He had fun down there for for everything but the bowl game, but the game itself was just misery. I mean, didn't Florida have like 8 starters missing on defense?
Yes, they did.
And wasn't it 30-3 or something like that?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was just. Did you go to that?
No.
Yeah, I just remember.
Thank God.
That would have been you would have had fun other than the game itself.
Well, of course.
Yeah, so.
Of course. But
Iowa did get good news yesterday. Not surprising with Yosei Epinesa.
Real good news.
Committing. Yeah. I was not surprised. I was surprised that it supposedly came down to Utah and Penn State. Those were the other 2. I figured it was Missouri and Miami. Those were the final 5. I know there's talk about, the final 10. Well, I mean, it came down to 5 schools, and then it came down to 3. And
then it came down to 1.
But I'm not surprised. Combination, legacy, I'm sure NIL played a factor. But no, it was a good get, and Tom Lemming had some interesting comments about him. I always like to talk to Tom when guys commit because he's objective. He doesn't have a dog in the fight, and he's not somebody who's it's not going to be the typical standard recruiting quote. Yeah, I love the family. It's objective football information, and he thinks Yosei could play inside, outside. He compared him to AJ. And he said some really interesting things about like his hands and his bend, and he really likes him. He thinks he's going to be a great addition to Iowa. So, I mean, good there. And I think they're up to 14 commitments in the 2025 class, and that was one they needed to get because they had a huge built-in advantage, and they took advantage of it.
Yep, and they got it.
Yeah,
and it was not a given.
No, but I never. You've been hearing me say the whole time I thought he was coming here. I mean, I wasn't definite. I thought Missouri. I thought Missouri was going to be a bigger player from stuff I was hearing. But when it came down to it, though, I just thought. I mean, he's the fourth member of his family who's going to play football at Iowa now. That's hard to compete with if you're the other schools. And it's not like Iowa's bad right now either. They're really good on defense, so they had a lot to sell him.
Yep.
And like I said, I've heard and I know NIL it played a part. I mean, he's getting some nice NIL money, and that's how it's supposed to work.
Yep.
Or at least they're telling him when you get here, here's what you're going to have. And it'll be a nice
You will have the opportunity to.
Yeah, he'll have. And I'm sure there's some maybe a little up front. I don't know exactly how that works, but I think NIL definitely was a factor in his picking Iowa. But Iowa had that built-in advantage with his dad loved it here. His AJ loved it here. Eric, even though he doesn't play, obviously loves it here. He's still here. And so, yeah, that was a good moment for the Hawks.
Yep, it was good to see. And it's too bad it didn't happen earlier last night and could have gone. That would have been a real ripple through the Hawk party, I'll tell you that. That would have been incredible.
What were you guys just high-fiving and
Oh, I'm sure it would have just been
people start crying.
Huge, probably.
People start crying. Some 17-year-old kid just picked our school. You got people just embracing.
Oh, well, what, after a half dozen drinks, you bet they would.
Did you have a half dozen drinks?
No.
Did anyone there just get schnockered?
Not really. Not that I could tell.
Just imagine.
I just asked.
Well,
What did they have, alcohol and beer?
They had beer, wine, and spirits. Yes. And soft drinks.
For free?
Well, you pay up front in the...
What did it cost to get in?
I think it was 70.
70 a person?
Uh-huh.
Jesus. So you and Ann, $140? Man, if you were in there, you should have drank your ass off. Get your money back.
Well, we had to drive.
Well, Uber.
Oh, Jesus.
Uber that thing. Just
Add more money to the...
leave there staggerly.
I've known him, 31st.
And you've never seen him drunk? Yes.
No.
I know.
I've seen him drink.
I know, but you've never seen him drunk.
No.
You know why I know?
He's never been out of control.
No.
He's never been out of control.
Oh, my God, no.
But I'm sure you've been drunk.
Yeah, in my lifetime.
We don't need to make him sound like he's Mother Teresa. I'm not saying it's a day of wine and roses.
You make him sound like he's Frankie
But it's
Fontaine.
joking. I'm joking.
Remember Frankie Fontaine?
Uh-huh.
God forbid me be the only one to blow things out of proportion on this station. You never do that. Never do that.
I try never
You're
to
always
do that.
straight facts and just reason.
To be reasonable.
And fair
and
balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. I'll try to aspire to greater heights.
You just make him.
I mean, I'm the only one that comes in here and makes things up. But no, it's all.
But anyway, it was fun. It was a good night.
How long what's it go from, like 7 to 10?
7 to 9.
Do media people go to that? I mean, I would never dream of going to something like that.
I don't believe so.
They don't want media there, do they?
Well, they wouldn't care.
I guess if they're paying their $70.
$70.
Boy, would that be? Can you imagine being media paying to go to something? That would be.
No, I don't believe that.
That would be kind of a conflict. Even in this age, I think that would be sort of a conflict of interest.
No, I have not seen any media.
They have appetizers.
Oh, no, they had good food.
I'm sure they had.
Food. What kind of food?
They had little mini burgers, and they had the huge charcuterie with a lot of cheese and meats. No, it was very good. The macaroni and cheese was delicious.
So is it from the hotel?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. But it was really good.
I mean, I would assume. I mean, usually when Iowa does stuff like that, I would think most Power 5 schools. You imagine them just serving just crap. I mean, I think there's a certain standard that they all kind of live up to. I'm not surprised that they have good food. Hell, they have decent food at the football games for the press. What they feed us is pretty good.
We ate at that hotel just once, but it was really good.
Yeah, I think hotel food's gotten better over the years. Yeah. I never used to like hotel food, but it seems like as long as you're willing to pay the exorbitant prices, it seems like most high-end hotels have pretty good food. It's just so damn expensive.
This wasn't any more than.
So what'd you get? A burger?
Yeah, I think that's what I got.
Yeah, see, I've never been at a hotel where if it's a fancy one like in Chicago, their food's always way more expensive than anything. I mean, you pay like $25 for a burger. I mean, it's good, but you're like, my God, it better be. Or you open up one of those little mini bars in a hotel.
Oh, dude.
And it's just, I mean, you take out like a thing of cheese, and next thing you know, they've added $30 onto your hotel bill.
And the police are at your door.
But they warn you, though. They say, I mean, hey, I went down to MediaCom and shut everything down, and they were very nice. It was funny. They had told me that I owe $391, and then I just happened to get my final bill from MediaCom in the mail yesterday, and it was $363. And I had already written out the check for $391, so I go down there. And it was a lady and a younger guy, and the younger guy was the one who had written down and when I told him, I'm like, so what do I owe? And they were like, oh, that's weird. And the younger guy's like, man, I remember you. I wrote that. That's strange. They're like, no, just rip that check up. And she goes, we have your banking stuff on file. And I'm like, why do you have my, she's like, you used to do automatic withdrawal. I'm like, oh, okay, so we'll just withdraw the $360, close your account, and then we'll erase all your banking information. They were super nice.
No, they were nice to me too.
But it was just weird that there was a difference of $30. But yeah, no, I'm done, and I've made my last payment to MediaCom, and life goes on. And I'll really enjoy it in September when I have to pay almost $240 less for TV and internet. And I keep hearing about energy prices soaring. That's one of the big MAGA things. We got to get Trump back in. So the energy my budget billing with Mid-American has gone down over the last 5 years from $135 a month. I just got my thing yesterday saying it's down to $80 now. My energy prices are not soaring. So where is this happening?
They make it up.
Yeah, they're making it
My
up.
energy prices are not soaring.
No, they make everything up.
And you don't mean by budget billing. They take your average bill each month.
Yes. And whoever's president can't do anything about that anyway.
I mean, I was paying back... the most I've ever paid was $135 a month, and that's back when I used to rent, and there was somebody who lived in my basement. He used to use a space heater all the time, and he used to work here, and it made my bill skyrocket. But that was $135. But literally, I had been paying $85. I got a new notice yesterday saying it's going down $80 a month. That's pretty good for gas and electric, isn't it?
No, that's great.
I mean, I don't live in a mansion, but I do live in about a 2,200 square foot home, and $80 a month. I mean, so no, energy prices are not soaring. I don't get that.
Lies.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Lies.
Yeah, lies. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Liar. What's that song? Who did Liar?
Castaways.
I thought another band. Didn't Deep Purple? Three Dog Night did. Yeah, they did. They did. It's called Liar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Castaways did the first.
They did the first version? I've never heard of.
Liar, liar. You're right.
Yeah, I'm talking about lie.
Yeah, just one liar. Or
just one liar?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Three Dog Night. Boy, wasn't that Matthew Perry thing sad?
Yeah, it is.
God.
It's awful.
I mean, just not. I know that's not Hawk related. I'm just kind of rambling, but I just saw the report this morning, man. And the best one at the end, they're like, erase all your email. The people that were involved with that. I mean, man, that's just
erase all your emails like
it's going to go away. Like they can't just. People don't get it, but it was really sad.
No, people don't get it at all.
They called him how much you think this moron will spend? I mean, that's just heartless to make a buck.
No, and he had definite problems where
he had huge problems.
He needed the drug, but he didn't need that much of the drug.
He'd been addicted to painkillers for years. I mean, it's really sad. Yeah. 54 years old, boy. I saw one of his last interviews, and man, he was hurting. You could tell. And see, I never watched that show, but everyone said he was great on it. Friends?
I watched it.
Yeah,
I watched it too. I just got tired of it after.
I couldn't. It's about. They were all similar in my age, between 50 and. I just the thought of just sitting around and listening to a bunch of people my age talk about it just didn't appeal to me. I think I tried to watch it like 5 minutes one time. I'm like, this is God, kill me, and change the channel. Well, you can only stare at Jennifer Aniston for so long, and then
you go over to Aunt B.
You're damn right. Aunt B in her day, she was a looker.
Actually, she was.
That was past her
1920s. Yeah. She was a looker.
Yeah, she was.
I'd much rather watch Andy Griffith than Friends, and I will take that to my grave, and I will say it proudly on the highest mountain.
I actually probably would, too.
Yeah, Andy Griffith.
I actually probably wouldn't either.
But, yeah, I wouldn't. I mean,
I watched Andy Griffith, and I know the episodes, and it was funny at the time and everything. But
I don't remember very many specific episodes. I do remember the pickle episode, Clara's Pickles.
Overrated. Some say that's the best one.
But Clara's Pickles were
not overrated.
No,
her pickles were good. Yeah.
I would
But
love.
no, I liked that one. But a lot of people said it was the best one. And I don't agree.
I liked it when Barney got the motorcycle.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Don't remember that.
When Aunt Bee wanted to kill him. She wanted to decapitate him.
Remember when he arrested the whole town?
Yep, that was a good one.
And then when Barney was singing, but it was actually Goober singing.
No, it was actually
Gomer.
No, it was. That was the other one. You're talking about Fred Kreitz, who was in the back singing. Gomer was the one where Barney thought he had that part. They overheard Gomer singing in the parking lot. Much better singer. So then Gomer faked that he couldn't sing the day of the concert, and then he could sing, and then Barney ended up getting the part by default. But then when they got Gomer back, they moved Barney aside. Barney got his feelings hurt, and then blah blah blah. I mean, there were three different episodes.
Confusing the episodes.
There was 3 different episodes with Barney in the choir, and all of them related to Barney's voice being horrible, and them figuring out a way to work around him.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
I guess I don't remember a 60-year-old show as well as I thought.
It's all that drinking.
Yep. My mind is still sharp. And then I saw Iowa soccer.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna. I think they're
bunch
gonna.
of garbage.
What are they supposed to do?
Well, it's a no contest. The Oregon State made it a no contest, so our 2-0 lead means nothing, and there's no records count.
Yeah, and you want them to play today? You think they should have finished it today, or
Either
waited?
that, or if they don't want to play, then it's a victory for Iowa.
I could see that. I mean, especially how far did they get? Did they played one half, right?
One half. And just started the second.
Yeah, I could see if they don't want to play, maybe given because
Yeah,
they don't play today, right? Don't they not play again until Sunday?
Sunday, yep.
Yeah, so that is a little unfortunate. But they were ahead 2-0. I don't know. I would assume that Oregon State would be okay in women's soccer, but I think Iowa. I mean, they won the Big Ten last year. I think Coach Deanne's got a good program going right now, and so yeah, that was encouraging. And so they play like Colorado College or something on Sunday. But I plan on going to a couple
Colorado
matches.
College,
Yeah, I plan on going to some matches this as long as I can fit them in. It's kind of hard when football takes up so much time. But yeah, no, between field hockey and soccer, I think they're going to have 2 decent fall sports besides football.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like. So, women's basketball announced their non-con schedule. Looks pretty good. We'll play one preseason exhibition against Missouri Western on October 30th. Then we open the regular season Northern Illinois on November 6th. Then they travel to Charlotte, North Carolina for the Ally tip-off to play Virginia Tech for the second season.
It's weird that they're playing them 2 years in a row.
It is.
I'm not complaining. I just find that kind of odd. You just don't see that very often.
And then the Hawks return home to host Toledo before hitting the road for an in-state game against Drake on the 17th.
That'll be interesting.
That'll be a tough one.
Because Drake's always good, and this team is going to have some moments where they're like, oh, God, Caitlin's not here.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's hardly a revelation. They're going to, they're going to miss Kate, but there's going to be some times where I think they just kind of took for granted that Caitlin's greatness would propel them, and that's not going to be there. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle that.
Well, Drake almost beat us there 2 years ago.
Yes, and it's going to be interesting to see who is the one bringing the ball up the court and being the point guard, being the point person, because I can't tell you right now who that's going to be.
You don't think it's Lucy? I think it's Lucy.
I don't know. I think she's more of a scoring guard. I mean, she'll bring the ball up some, but she's not a point guard. And if it is Lucy, then they're going to have to adjust because she is not a point guard. I mean, she didn't play point guard. She's a scoring guard. She's a scoring shooting guard. And so that will be interesting to see. Caitlin's a point guard.
Oh, for sure.
Lucy's more of like a Kate Martin type player. At least I think so. Probably a better driver and mid-range scorer. But Lucy, to me, if she has to assume, we'll have Jan on in a couple weeks, and she can kind of explain to us how that's working out. And I could end up being wrong, but if Lucy has to worry a lot about bringing the ball up the court, to me that takes away a big part of her scoring as a shooting guard mid-range game. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how the point guard position plays itself out.
Well, the whole team is going to look different this year, obviously, and I'm looking forward to it. I think they're going to be good, and I think they're
going to be good. I don't think they're going to be what they have been.
Oh, well, no.
I mean, but like I said, if Jan can get them to the NCAA tournament this year, 1 year after Caitlin, Kate, and Gabby, I think that is a worthy accomplishment. She'll disagree and probably say, "Oh, we need to do more than that." But no, to me, the bar is the NCAA tournament right now. I'm trying to be realistic about it. Anyone who says, "Well, they better get to the Elite Eight," no, that's stupid.
I don't think
if they get to the NCAA tournament, to me, that is a good accomplishment because that means they finished in the upper half of a very strong 18-team conference. Because the 4 teams they added to the conference are all really good. Well, Washington, I'm not sure about, but UCLA and USC are 2 of the 3 best teams in the country.
Yeah,
and Oregon's good. So, but no, if they can get into the tournament this year, to me, hats off. I'll be clapping for them and saying good year 1 for Jan.
That'll be great tickets this year to have USC and UCLA and Carver. That'll be
exciting.
Yeah,
it's better having them here than there.
Oh boy,
it's better on the court and it's better at the financial part of it too, not having to make those road trips. So yeah, it'll be. I've seen Juju Watkins play a few times. She's a dynamic scorer. I didn't realize she's 6'2".
Yeah, she's big.
Yeah, I had no idea.
She's a scorer.
Oh yeah, she could be in the WNBA right now if she wanted to. So those will be fun games to see. And then what's the center that Lauren Betts? She's
UCLA.
The one that was supposedly going to come here, even though I don't think it was ever a consideration. It's going to be interesting to see how they counter her size and what have you. And I mean, they added Ava Hayden. She's about 6'4". Between Ava Hayden and
Addie O'Grady,
and don't forget AJ Ediger.
Yeah,
they've got the bodies in the post. It's just a matter of see how they play.
And then it's going to be interesting, but it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it, and I think the men are going to be hopefully improved.
Same thing. If the men make the tournament, great job by Fran. I know some will say, "Well, what if they lose in the first round?" Well, if they lose, then you can bitch and moan about the lack of Sweet 16 appearances. But to me, if they make the tournament next year, job accomplished by Fran.
Yep, I agree.
And because I don't think they're a lock to make the tournament. I think it's going to be a lot like this year. But I do think I think they're going to sneak up. I think they're going to be better. Because it wouldn't surprise me if the magazines come out and have them pick 9, 10, 11, 12, somewhere like that. But I think they're going to be a little better. Now, I've been wrong before. But again, if both teams make the tournament, they've accomplished something in my mind.
I would like to see the women get in the top 16, but that would be, I think that
I mean,
would
if Jan does that, I mean, she's Big Ten Coach of the Year.
Yeah, could be.
If she was able to do that.
Yeah.
If they were able to be in the top 16, I think that would be incredible with everything they've lost.
Yeah.
I mean, they've lost the greatest offensive player in the history of women's college basketball, who also happened to be a better passer. So, I mean, that's going to be a big adjustment.
It is for sure. And that same player's playing tonight at
Ion.
6:30.
Ion. I'm going to YouTube that baby. Ion.
Positively.
I love how I'll just be watching YouTube and all of a sudden it'll just go black. And then I'm like, oh, God, this isn't MediaCom again, is it? But then, then it brings the icons back up and you just hit YouTube again and hit Pat again and you're back on.
How often does that happen?
Maybe once or twice a day. And I've talked to other people that same thing happens to them. I mean, I talked to 2 of my buddies that haven't. They're like, and they said the same thing. If you don't touch the remote or do anything with it for a few hours, it's like it falls asleep almost, which is fine.
Oh, I see.
It brings it right back. But yeah, it's, never if you continue to handle the remote and do things, it'll never shut down. But like if I fall asleep on the couch for 4 hours, I'll wake up and chances are it's off. And then you just got to go through the process again. That's the minor detail.
I don't have to do that because I got into settings.
Yeah, I see. I don't care, and it's just, but no, it's easy. It's easy that way. But man, there's just so many useless channels on YouTube.
That's the same. I mean,
there's way more useless on YouTube than there was on MediaCom.
Oh, DirecTV's got 1,000 useless.
YouTube's got so many channels that are just. Seriously, you think I'm going to click on that thing? Just stupid.
What?
Well, I can't even. Something called Bluey. And a bunch of Spanish channels. I'm nothing against Spanish channels, but I mean, I just have no interest in just dumb channels.
You can get rid of those.
And you could, but I mean, it's just you got to scroll. I'd say when I scroll down, probably 80% of the channels I have no interest in. I mean, just none.
Or more.
And all those Spanish channels, are they in Spanish? Or are they in? I haven't.
No, they're in Spanish.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm sure there's an audience for that. I get that.
Well, yeah, because it's still YouTube TV's worldwide.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of Spanish. Yeah, I get that. It's just not interest to me. But it's not all just Spanish channels either. There's some that are like, God, seriously?
And DirecTV has like 25 porn channels.
Really? Yeah, we don't have that with YouTube.
Well, you can have it.
Well, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, you can get porn through YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you do that?
You go to
The
on
app?
the top of the screen where it has a little money symbol.
Oh, that's okay. How many do you have?
I don't have any.
Really? But yeah, I'm not interested. 20 years ago, who knows? But now, those days,
No, not so much.
those fighting days are fading.
Jeez.
But no, for the most part, I like it. I mean, it's and the best part about it is the channels that you watch most frequently. When you turn it on, they're right there.
Yeah.
They every once in a while one will disappear and like, where the hell did it go? And you have to go down to the log to find them again. But
Well, that's probably because like mine will. Okay, if I've got a show that I want to watch, like a Law and Order show, it won't be up there all the time.
No.
But when it's on, it'll pop up there.
Oh, I see. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
But like there's the Justice Channel, 'cause that's where In the Heat of the Night played. I like
That's right up your alley.
I've been watching In the Heat of the Night a lot, and it pops up. But then there'll be times if I get off it, it'll just disappear, even though I'm still watching it, and then I have to go back down and find it on the log, and the channel that it's on is way down at the bottom. But no, for the most part though, I've adjusted and paid my last MediaCom bill, and life moves on.
I just put the channels that I liked at the top of the list.
Well, but it kind of does that for you. At least for me, the 5 or 6 channels I watch the most, they're always right up on top.
Well, they'll be right up on top. But I mean, as far as the listings go, below that.
But yeah, but I've come to discover I don't watch more than probably 5 or 6 channels on YouTube. I mean, it's now that I've had it for almost a month, I find myself watching the same 5 or 6 channels, and the other 190 I just don't.
Of course, that was probably the same with MediaCom for you.
A little bit. There was more. I thought MediaCom had better variety. They had better selection. I will say that. But it was $390 a month, and the service was completely unreliable. So, but no, I thought MediaCom's channel guide was better options than YouTube. That I will say that.
Fair enough.
Back to the Hawks.
Back to the Hawks. In fact, back to it's time to take a break.
Is it 9:40 already?
Yeah.
Wow.
And we will be back to the Hawks in just a few minutes.
1-800-800-ROSE. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country. 1-800-800-ROSE. It's so easy. Just remember one number. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist. 1-800-800-ROSE. Remember.
For a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Hertine and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Hertine and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Hertine and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HertineandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
Don't tell them that we love that guy. And these people say that.
I think of my cell phone. There's not a big distinction there from family to customer, which I consider to be friends.
I love working with the people.
That kind of relationship that goes deep.
And when you hear those things, you think, okay, we're doing the right thing. We're doing it the right way.
We basically let you kind of walk us through the process, which is completely opposite of what a normal car dealership would do.
Deary Ford in Iowa City. See why people choose them over and over again. DearyFord.com.
GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service, from design design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Suples Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit suples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246. When you go to a family restaurant, you want three things. One, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. Two, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And three, you want to be treated like family. You get all three at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches, and special ribeye and shrimp nights. Daily specials at each location, and no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at midtownfamily.com. The family's waiting for you.
This is Leah Pasha, and I've been saying, hit a deer, call Premier for years. But it's time for something new. It's still where you need to go for deer divots and door dings, as well as damaged dashboards. That's what my dad Nathan's driving at and dreams about. Why not say, when your car is dinged, be a deer and call Premier? I think Dad's going to love that. Premier Automotive, North Liberty's premier auto body repair shop.
Be a deer and call Premier Auto Body in North Liberty.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
Dear U of I, just a note to let you know if you're ever thinking about selling Kinnick Stadium or Carver Hawkeye Arena, please consider Hawkeye Title and Settlement. We're here to provide efficient, high-quality real estate title and closing services. Signed, Hawkeye Fan Forever, and send. Hi, this is Steve Anderson with Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Whether it's a large commercial property or if you're buying your first home, remember we're here to help. Hawkeye Title and Settlement Services of Iowa City. You'll love our team just like you love the Hawks.
Tavern Blue on the Coralville Strip offers the ultimate sizzle of wood-fired pizza perfection. Elevate your pizza game with over 20 wood-fired pizzas, ranging from the Tony Pepperoni, the Philly Cheesesteak Pizza, Mary Margarita, and the Tavern Supreme. From the freshest ingredients, Tavern Blue cooks their pizzas to mouth-watering perfection in their wood-fired oven, which helps bring out those old-world flavors. Fresh creative salads, tacos, burgers, signature cocktails, beer, and wine are just a taste of what Tavern Blue has to offer. Tavern Blue is a family-friendly establishment that offers mini golf, table games, darts, and foosball. Go to tavernblue.com for the latest news, events, and specials, along with full menu options. Once again, that's tavernblue.com.
Are you tired of living in a home that doesn't quite meet your needs? Then it's time to call the experts at Streets Maintenance. Their team of skilled professionals specializes in renovations and remodeling, transforming your home into the space you've always dreamed of. From kitchen and bath remodels to complete home renovations, no job is too big or too small. Streets Maintenance will work with you every step of the way to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So don't wait any longer. Call Streets Maintenance to schedule your consultation at 400-4483. Let's start building your dream home today.
Diamond Dream Sports Academy 20,000 square foot indoor facility holds 8 batting cages, space for infield work, space for throwing and pitching and all your arm care needs. Offers private instruction, group lessons, camps and clinics, leagues, memberships. Rentals available at Diamond Dreams is open to the public.
Our top level instructors include former professional, college, and Olympic athletes. Our coaches will help these athletes achieve their full athletic potential, develop a strong work ethic, and a solid base to build The last thing you want to do is look back and wish you had worked or played harder.
Locally owned and established in 2005, Diamond Dreams is Eastern Iowa's premier training facility. Located at 2905 Stoner Court, North Liberty. Call today and reserve your time. 319-665-2173. 319-665-2173.
You hungry? The Oxyokin Sunday Brunch Buffet offers so many choices of fresh entrees, homemade salads, waffles, omelets made to order, pastries, 3 tiers of dessert, and much more. Such a great value. You can always eat out, but not every place serves an experience. Serve 9 until 2. See you this Sunday. Oxyokin, where you'll always leave happy.
The Oxyokin. From the Harty and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
Mostly sunny today. It could get a little breezy at times. Our high 86 with wind out of the west at around 15 to 25 at times this afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear. We'll drop down to 65. Tomorrow, partly cloudy. 79. Then on Sunday, sunshine. 82. That trend's going to continue with sunshine. Upper 70s to low 80s basically through most of next week. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Outside now, it's 75.
KCJJ weather brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
Hawk Fanatic is back.
Is it?
Yeah, here it is.
Better than ever?
No.
That remains
maybe.
to be.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Remains to be seen. And hey, I don't want anyone to think I was complaining about Spanish-speaking networks. I just find it confusing. But then when you told me that YouTube, I forgot it goes all over. But doesn't that make you even seem it more strange that they don't have more than 8 million page subscribers?
That is just, to me, hard to believe because...
I mean, say it's in Mexico.
Since we've been talking about it and everything, I mean, even in the chat room today, I mean...
8 million, that's not very many people.
No.
And then, but the other one, though, DirecTV's only got 14, I think it was. I found that really low.
Yeah, I'm not... I don't know.
Fake news. Is it fake news? Is it rigged? Is it a hoax? All that stuff?
It might be. I don't know. As far as I know... DirecTV has a hell of a lot more. And
well, yeah, it's almost double. 14's almost double from 8. But 14
no, I mean, it has a... I've read... I don't know. I haven't looked it up. I'll look it up this weekend. I'll do
But you read
homework.
What?
That it had way more viewers, subscribers.
So you're saying fake
that.
news?
I'm saying I don't buy that. I don't buy that it's only got 14 million and
fake
YouTube
news.
TV is
You're
8
MAGA.
million. I am.
If it doesn't say the message
QAnon.
you want, don't believe it.
QAnon.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I.
But yeah, 8 million. I mean, that just. I would have guessed 50 million.
Well, but think how far off we were on Swarm members. I would have imagined 20,000 minimum.
Yeah, that's even odder than.
I think that is just crazy low.
I don't get it. I don't understand it, and I seriously don't. And I know that, people, things are tight and everything, but this town's got a lot of really rich people. And
they need more than this town. I mean, but the people that have reached out to me after I've had some people say, hey, stupid stuff like, until we get some new head coaches, I'm not paying. I mean, Jesus. Okay, you're going to fire Kirk and Fran, even though neither one deserves to be fired, and that's what it's going to take.
Those people aren't going to do it anyway.
No, I think they're just looking for excuses.
Yeah, exactly.
Because neither coach deserves to be fired.
No.
But again, I'm not going to make fun of people because they don't want to spend their money. That's up to them.
I'm not making
fun
of them.
Well, I'm not saying you are, but the challenge is for the Swarm to figure out a way to appeal to these people.
just find it mind-blowing that there's so few. 2,700, is that the number?
That's what it was the last count. Next time we have him on, maybe it'll drop another. I think he'll probably stop coming on if it keeps dropping every time he comes on here.
I would like to think that with football season gearing up, that some more people will come on.
Yeah,
I would like to think that.
Well, we'll have Brad on like mid-September and see if the numbers have increased or what have you. Because I was stunned when they actually lost members after he came out and said we need members. It actually had the opposite effect.
Well,
I found that just bizarre.
It is bizarre.
But money, I mean, it's people, they're going to spend the money they want to spend it, and it's hard to tell people how to spend their money.
I mean, if even 5% of Johnson County alone were on, that would be 8,000 members in Johnson County alone.
What about 5% of Polk County? I mean, I don't think
exactly.
Yeah, I don't think it's Johnson County's responsibility, even though because of the university. And that's not what you're saying, but I mean, yeah, I mean, it's I mean, the cure is easy. It's just getting there. There just seems to be. I'm not saying there's a disconnect, but it just hasn't really caught on yet. And I think part of the reason is nothing has suffered greatly enough to where fans are like, oh, I mean, the fans keep telling, well, if you don't give to the Swarm, we're going to be terrible. Well, they've won 10 games 4 times since 2019. So I think some fans are like, well, yeah, we could be better, but this is still pretty good. So, why do you need my money? I think let's say this year they go 7-6 and next year they go 5-7. It'll be interesting to see if that leads to more Swarm or if it causes more to erode. I mean, it'll be interesting because I'm not sure what the fans are thinking in this case.
I'm not sure that they are.
But I do think nothing has reached a point where there's red flags for the fans to say, yeah, they need my money. I mean, they won 10 games last year.
Mm-hmm. But boy, did we lose some bad ones, though.
Well, yeah, to the good teams.
So the fans, nothing's forcing them to say, yeah, I'm going to do this because we won 10 games, but yet they're also saying, fire the coaches.
Yeah, I don't know if those are all the same fans, but yeah, and I just had a couple reach out to me and just say, hey, I'm not doing anything until we move to a new era. This guy sounded like, he goes, I've been a donator for years. It sounds like he's just bored. I mean, you got a football coach in his 26th year and a basketball coach in his 15th. Both of them don't deserve to be fired, but you could see why some might get bored.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's if that's how they feel, that's how they feel. I don't know how you work against that. But to say that Kirk or Fran should be fired just because you want new blood, it doesn't work that way. You get fired based on your performance, and both of them, to me, are still easily meeting the standards.
Easily.
I mean, some will point to Fran's lack of success in the NCAA tournament, but is that really much different than Kirk's lack of success in big major games? No, it's really they're really the same.
You're settling for mediocrity.
Well, to me, 10-4 is not mediocre.
Yeah. No, it isn't.
And to me, making the NCAA tournament 5 out of the last 6 seasons in basketball is not mediocre. So, I mean, I guess it depends on what you think mediocre is. But no, the big thing is Fran just needs to get to a Sweet 16 so they can just put that to bed.
No, then the goalpost moves. Then he's only made one Sweet 16 in 16 years.
Yeah, no, you're right. They will, but at least they'll have some momentum if they could do that. Man, it'd be great if they could do that this year because I don't think anyone on the outside is picking Iowa to go to the Sweet 16 this year.
No.
So, but we'll see. And that it's not all Fran. About half of it is though Fran now. Fran's been here. It's been 25 years. Fran's been here for over half of the years where they haven't made it. But to me, you don't measure success just on the NCAA tournament. We've had Fran on to talk about that, too. I mean, the year they won the Big Ten tournament, that was a great season. I don't care if they didn't make the Sweet 16. I mean, you wanted them to, of course, but to me, it doesn't take away what they accomplished.
I mean,
but for some, it does.
That team was loaded. I mean, they really were. One of the best three-point shooters in history.
Who's Bohannon?
Uh-huh.
The problem with Jordan, though, is he had weaknesses that offset that.
No, that's true.
I mean,
Luka Garza was
dominant. The Murrays. No, it was a good team. I mean,
Joe Wieskamp.
Yeah, it was a good team. So, and they did win the Big Ten tournament.
They did.
This is what gets me in the chat room. Gazette just had an article about the Swarm, and Brad said they were just under 3,000.
What's that?
He's citing the Gazette. Just had an article about the Swarm, and Brad said they're just under 3,000.
Well, 2,700 could be phrased as just under 3,000.
Yeah, okay, but we had, they just had the article, and we had them win.
Well, it's been
10 days, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, we've had Brad. No, it's longer. It's been a couple of weeks, hasn't it?
Could be.
Yeah, maybe they've added a few since he was on. But we can't have him on every week to get, hey, where is it now?
It's not that. It's just that
I'm sure the Gazette saw our stuff and probably reacted to it, and they're looking for content. I mean, They're looking to do stuff, and
It's
Brad's
just, I'll
going to
get that crap. It's like we'll have a news story, and KCRG will have it 3 days later, and then I'll get, hey, did you guys know that
The
this
KCRG said.
Yeah, it works like that all the time.
It's annoying.
Yeah, I get annoyed. Pat, have you ever noticed that?
I've noticed that. But you guys also use other people's news.
Yeah, but we credit them.
Yeah, I know you do. I mean, but yeah, I don't. I mean, to me though, the story, if it's still under 3, that's basically what we've been reporting for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
We've had Brad on twice during that time, and they're between 29 and 2,700. Doesn't sound like anything's changed. Really.
Hello.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Okay.
Is on NIL, do you know if there's like best practices that these groups follow? And the reason I bring it up is I joined the Swarm probably a month ago, and I got an initial email with the travel, option and stuff like that. But I was kind of surprised. I just haven't heard anything else, since then. No updates, no, season's coming. Here's, other opportunities. It just seemed like the marketing and social media seems a little lacking to me.
Well, they usually send out a monthly update.
Okay, maybe I just haven't been on long enough to get that.
Well, maybe that's so because, I generally get a monthly update. And
so are you saying you'd like to maybe hear from them once a week, or what are you saying exactly?
Yeah, I would think, as we get towards football season.
Okay, like an update once a week. Hey, here's what's going on.
Yeah, or just, Epinesa committed, not so much your dollars at work, but just, kind of wrapping around some of that stuff.
Well, I think your money,
very much your dollars.
Your dollars were instrumental. I mean, I don't know if NIL. I think Legacy Iowa was the biggest factor, but NIL obviously helped.
Yes.
So you played a part in that.
Yeah, and I live out of state, so I don't get all the media. The only Hawkeye stuff I get is basically from you guys. So, I'm not as connected as a lot of, from an information standpoint, as probably a lot of local people are. So it'd be helpful.
Well, I will pass along your concerns to Brad and, see what he says.
That's a fair, legitimate concern.
Yeah, it's not really a concern. I just, it's something I want to see them improve, and I think it would help them on 2 points. A, retention if their content's good enough, and B, trying to, attract some new people and referring new possible friends, to join. And that's why I ask about, is there best practices that they're, sharing stuff with other people, because it's kind of a marketing thing. So.
Okay, those are fair
enough. Yeah,
fair enough. Thanks for.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening.
Where are you calling from?
Yeah, where do you listen?
Hello.
Well, the world may never know.
I was having trouble hearing him.
Yeah, he was cutting out a little bit. He must be from far away.
Or he's on a Bluetooth.
So it wasn't just me. I thought
no.
Okay.
No.
But no, those are legitimate concerns, and he said he wasn't concerned, but obviously I think he was. I think he is concerned. He wants more feedback for something that he's now putting money into, and I don't blame him. But I'm not knocking Brad either. I don't know what Brad's program is. And Brad's always said he's always receptive to feedback.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all uncharted stuff for Brad too. You think Brad 5-10 years ago thought he'd be doing something like this?
No.
I mean, this is, like I said, this is new stuff for everybody. You kind of learn trial and error as you go along.
Well, he's done a heck of a job. He really has.
Yeah, you'd know that more than I would. I mean, I'm not involved with it.
I mean, he doesn't get paid for it, and I know he puts a fair amount of time into it.
Yeah,
but numbers-wise, I don't know,
Yeah, the Gazette had something a day ago. 2 years into its existence, Swarm has enough memberships to certainly be competitive with other collectives across the country. A look at the Swarm and how it's... So, yeah, there's nothing. It's no earth-shattering news. And Brad's told us that before, that they've had enough. Yeah, they're competitive. Remember, he said when I asked him, "Can you think of many other Swarms out there that have like 10,000?" He couldn't think of any.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, he said that most of them that he's heard about have roughly kind of the same numbers as Iowa, which I also find that surprising.
I do too. And the problem is, some of the schools have extremely rich donors,
and they don't care about memberships,
and they don't need them.
They'll just throw out if we want that 5-star quarterback, hey, promise him $1 million and he gets any car he wants while he's here. Yeah, they do it that way, but that's the uneven playing field.
Yep.
That's why right now this NIL stuff to me is a mess, because you just have so many different ways to go about it, because there's no guidelines, there's no structure,
there's nothing
right now. And yeah, I don't get why the NCAA just has completely screwed this up, and it's out now. I don't think there's any coming back. I don't know how the NCAA is ever going to take charge of NIL. I don't see it, even though I think they're going to try. They're going to do something.
Well, they need to do something. Something needs to change, because you can't have the Wild West. And
no, but we could keep saying something's got to change, but it doesn't.
I don't think they know how to make change. I really don't.
Well, then what the hell good?
Well, the genie's out of the bottle.
Yep.
Yeah. What the hell good are they?
Yeah.
They went on air? Yeah. Okay.
Hi. This is Delita over at Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Hi, Delita.
And hi, how are you guys this morning?
Good.
Yeah, well, I've got the day off, so I get to listen to you. But I want to make a comment about the swarm situation, too, that I think is a story that's not being told, is how hard those kids are working for the nonprofits in the community. We've benefited tremendously from the athletes coming to our events and working with our volunteers and our kids. So I just think that's another element that the community needs to be aware that these kids are working hard, they're gracious, they're generous, and they're really having a good time doing all the community service. So I just wanted to add that perspective.
Well, and that's a crucial wrinkle to how Iowa does their NIL compared to almost everybody else.
I think it's great. I think it's great and admirable the way Iowa does it. The problem is other programs don't do it that way, and it puts Iowa at a disadvantage. But, I mean, if you're going to be at a disadvantage, it's better to be that way with a worthy cause. I wish other programs would do it the way Iowa's doing it. But they're just in it just for the money. Iowa's trying to help people that need help. And for that, I respect them for that.
Yeah, and again, I think that story needs to be, shouted a little louder, because I think people would really buy into that concept.
No, I agree with you. And I've written that, and part of the response I got from that, yeah, that's great, but how's that going to help us get the 4-star? I don't know what to say to those fans. And I'm with you, though. I think it's great. I think it's so admirable the way Iowa goes about doing this, involving charities, not paying them until they get here. But then you've got the fan out there that says, okay, well, then how's that going to help us? And what's the answer?
Well, it doesn't help you get the 5-star. The 5 stars aren't going to come here anyway. We don't have somebody that can write a $15 or $1.5 million check to get us the 5-star quarterback.
But that's technically not how it's supposed to work.
Of course not, but
it's allowed to work that way.
That's right.
But no, I think it's great with the way Iowa does it. I've gone out of my way every time I write about the swarm to say that the way Iowa does it is the way it should be done. Charity, get it all involved, help people that need it.
But Delita, your call really does show that this is working.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, these kids are great kids. I mean, they come, they're really engaged. They're not just showing up because they have to. And they're, of course, I've worked in nonprofit my whole life, but, we're building character for those athletes. And who knows, maybe they're going to be the ones turning around and writing the, $20,000 check 10 years from now.
I'm curious, what do they do when they help you? Like, what's a typical event for these players when they help your organization? What kind of stuff do they do?
I would say twofold. One, they just come to our match events and hang out with the bigs and the littles. And to be honest, the adult volunteers enjoy it just as much as the kids do. Last year they did a Halloween party. They let us wrap them up in toilet paper like mummies.
See, that's cool.
I mean, they really have a good time. And then the second part is they have showed up at some of our fundraising events, so it's kind of a draw. So that gets more people to our events.
Sure. Yep, and that's the way it should work. And no, I think that's cool. I appreciate your call.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah,
have a good day.
Thanks, Delita.
As one nonprofit to another. Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly, Hawk Fanatic's a nonprofit, too, even though that's not the initial goal.
And that's the business line.
Okay.
No, he's not there to answer. Hunter's not.
Now that was a good call, though. I really liked that.
thanks.
And Delita's right. People don't think about that as much, and they should.
No, but when we have Brad on, we bring it up all the
Sure
time.
we do.
We do stress that because that's the heart of their NIL is community, charity work, and interacting with the community. And I think every school should do it that way, but they just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the NCAA's fault.
I say they have a lot to do with it. Well, it's also the fault of greedy people that are always going to bend the rules. I mean, boosters. All this is the same of what's been going on. Now it's just going on above board.
Hello.
Hey, this is Maureen from the Catholic Worker House, and I'm backing up the swarm 100%. They have come, and a lot of the football, baseball players, and they serve the poor. They're humble guys. It's been wonderful.
Good to hear.
So
that's awesome.
They just need to get the message out there. They're helping our community a lot.
As one Catholic to another, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Well,
listen. Thank you so much.
I'm Jewish, and it's good to hear. Anyway.
Hey, I'm Catholic.
Catholic worker doesn't. It's not. It's pretty much. We serve everybody.
Yes.
I wasn't suggesting that you don't. I was just saying, there's one Catholic to another. It's good to hear.
Yeah, it was good to hear.
Yeah.
But no, maybe we'll post this podcast. Maybe I'll write a little bit about, I'll send out a message that, what you ladies have said.
Well, what should be done, and I don't know.
Brody Brecht was one of our servers once, and he's phenomenal.
He's a good kid.
And when he was taken by Colorado Rockies, I sent him a text message, and boom, responded right away.
Oh,
and
that's
I just
cool.
thought that's awesome.
So would you be willing to say some of these comments like in an article that I could put on Hawk Fanatic?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to give your contact information over the air. Would you be able to get her contact information, Jim, if we get her off the air? Unless you want to give me your contact.
No, I won't do it on the air.
So just call the Catholic Workhouse?
Yeah.
And ask for who?
No. I'm just a volunteer there. We're all volunteers.
Okay, could we
at the
transfer her
Catholic
back to
Worker.
Tommy to where Tommy could take her information off the air?
I can do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. And
Okay,
then
great.
I'll give you a call. No, I'll write something about this. No. I'm always, you know me, I'm always looking for that positive story.
And I can give you Delita's.
Yeah, give me Delita. Yeah, I'll talk to them. I'll write something
we
up.
should, find more of these people, and we can put a spot together with them, encouraging to.
Oh, neat. Good
join
idea.
the swarm.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I
But
have
yeah.
good ideas.
But no, I like the way Iowa does this, and it's the way it should be done. And it is good hearing from the community. She was from the Catholic what? Youth Center?
Catholic Worker House.
Catholic Worker. I didn't even know there was a Catholic Worker House.
Yeah.
Think they'd welcome me there?
No.
I'm a bad Catholic. What would they say to me?
Turn that damn television off. That's black and white.
I've been a Catholic all my life.
I want to see some color on that screen.
I got plenty of color on my screen. But no, that is good to hear.
Yeah, that's neat.
No.
It is neat.
And it's good for I think it's good for the student athletes too to interact with the community and to help and to do charitable work. And so, like I said, hats off to everybody involved.
You do an article, we get in the quotes, and we get them, put together a spot.
There you go.
Can't hurt.
And we'll keep our nonprofit status alive by
Yeah.
not charging.
Sadly, Hawk Fanatic is determined to stay nonprofit. It looks like, whether we want to or not.
Well, I'm very good at it.
I'm kidding.
I've been good at it for 60 years.
Well, like I said, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our local support. And like the shirt I'm wearing here, Shields, they've been great for both websites. They really have. I mean, and like I've said before, you think Shields really needs to advertise on Hawk Fanatic for? Boy, what's that place? Shields? I've never heard of that before. They do it to help the community. And I appreciate that. They sponsor our Athlete of the Week on both the prep site
I
and.
got my 99 plus T-shirt on, and I haven't made a penny of it.
But yeah, but I really, I appreciate all of our advertisers. I mean, we couldn't do it without them. And like I said, we've got some people telling me you got to get to Google. You got to get to Google. If I can, I'm holding out. Like I said,
Well, I'm thinking of.
No, we need to can it.
You want to can it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, your site's hard to get on.
How do we can
it? I think just by requesting to can it.
Yeah, good luck. It seems like you can't once you sign up for
That's
stuff
what they
these
say.
days. Seems like once you sign up for stuff these days, it's impossible to get rid of it.
That's what they said.
Okay, well, can it today.
Yeah, I will.
Because I went looking for one of your OWI stories.
It's awful.
And I couldn't find. I kept seeing it, but I couldn't get to it.
I know, but it's awful. But it's awful on everybody's site.
Oh, it is. I
go to CBS.
I mean, there's a lot of Hawkeye sites now I don't go on.
Yeah.
Just because it's so freaking annoying to try to find
if we were making money off of it like they said we were going to,
and you did for a month or two,
right? Yeah, maybe longer than
about 2 months.
Yeah,
because I remember you telling me when I told you our traffic. You told me, with your traffic, you'll make some money, but then you're not saying that now.
No,
because they drove down our traffic, and then they're going, well.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're going to be done. I'll get those wheels in motion today.
Because like I said, we're on course to have about 2 million page views. I'm happy with that. Would I like 4 or 5? Sure, but you also got to be realistic too. 2 million. We had 1.7 last year. And that doesn't include our podcast and all that stuff. So I'm happy with that, and that has nothing to do with
what
Google.
Did they say we have a month?
I think yours are similar to mine, if I remember.
They said they would. We would make up to $3,000 a month.
And didn't you once or twice make that?
No.
What's the biggest check?
$1,900 was the biggest one.
Which is a nice check.
Oh yeah, if it was that every month, that'd be great. But it isn't.
No,
and it's not worth what you lose from.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, I mean, we are getting the same number of pull these articles down. So I don't know, and I don't know that I believe these guys anyway.
But I was reading an article the other day on a Hawk site. I'm not going to name it, and all of a sudden it just disappeared. A big, massive ad came. I couldn't find the article anymore, and I didn't hit anything.
That happens to me on Twitter. I will open up, or not Twitter, Facebook. I will open up Facebook, and there'll be something that interests me, and then, I hit the article, and it's a completely different article. It's been doing that now for the last
That's
couple
just
months.
annoying. And I'll say it again. That's one of the beauties of Hawk Fanatic. It's the easiest site to read content. Not saying it's the best, but it's the easiest and the cheapest.
We will be as easy again.
Yeah. I mean, there is one other. Hawkeye Nation doesn't use. They're free too, but they use Google ads, and that's probably the other site I go to find.
If they would put the ads where in decent placement,
to me, Google's got to do a better job
on
at
the
that
thing. But when they just smack it, and then you got a bunch of videos coming up.
I mean, I don't mind the ads going on the side of the stories.
Yeah,
I hate it when it goes into the content and then the story disappears and you don't know where you are. That's what I hate.
Hello.
Yeah, I was going to just say, you guys never get anything for doing a Hawkeye. I heard there was a guy who used to deliver egg rolls to you guys. You guys were so good.
Well, we had a guy from Greenfield deliver 4 bags of Ruffles and onion dip the other day. Drove up here from Greenfield.
That's good. Well, I was going to know for a fact that you guys are getting some free egg rolls. So.
There you go.
Thank you.
Win.
Keep it up.
I like egg rolls.
Yeah, egg rolls are good.
Especially Arises.
Yeah, egg rolls are good.
I'm not an egg roll guy.
Arises are good. Do you think Kevin's going to drop off like 100 free ones for us?
Oh, sure.
I could eat 10 of those if I was hungry. They're not big either.
No,
what I like about them, though, is too many egg rolls have too much breading on them. Arises has that thin. It's just, they're great.
Arises got great egg rolls, and Peking and Muscatine has great
I've never
egg rolls.
obviously had that, but to me, Arises are the best I've had in town.
Yeah. Well, I think Arises is the best Asian restaurant.
Oh, I would say that too, and I'm not just saying that because Kevin has advertised with us before. I mean, I was eating there long before he advertised with us, and he presently isn't advertising at this moment. But he did tell me that he's going to join the football the 3 months thing for football that I'm offering to people. But no, I mean, I love their food. Actually, I may go there today.
It is good. And
Either
I'm
there-
not a huge Asian cuisine guy, but it is real good.
No, I love Asian
You
food.
get the beef and what, peppers?
Beef and peppers, yeah.
May either do a
It's
rice.
such a wide menu. You can.
It is huge menu.
Yeah, it's massive, and it continues to grow. And you can have Chinese food, Korean food, Japanese food. That's what I like about it. You got all different kinds. But those egg rolls are just, they're good.
Yeah.
Now I'm hungry.
Well, we'll cancel that thing then.
Well, we're going to
today.
try.
Yeah.
So how long have you had it?
Well, what do you mean try?
Because you can't cancel things these days.
It's hard. Well, how are you doing on canceling Apple TV?
Huh?
How are you doing on canceling Apple TV?
Well, that's a little different.
Well, no, not really.
Not really. But aren't they?
You can do it. You can do it today by calling our distributor, Intertech.
But aren't they coming up with legislation to make it easier to stop?
Yeah.
To cut ties with places.
So you think I should go through Intertech rather than Ezoic?
I would tell Ezoic in a letter we are canceling.
So I
and then
assume you've had
call
more
up
people than me bitch
Internet.
about your Google stuff.
Not really.
Not really.
Just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then how do you know it's not? How do you know it's upsetting your readers if it's just
We
me?
can see by the numbers.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay, maybe it isn't upsetting, and they're just paying us less. I don't know, but
Well,
they're
that's
still-
possible, too.
They're
And see,
still
with us,
paying us less.
I mean, our numbers aren't as good now, obviously, as they're going to be in September, October, because, there's not as much going on. I mean, our numbers for Hawk Fanatic dip in a little bit in June and July because of there's no Hawkeye sports. But they're still pretty decent, though. I mean, even on a week where we hardly have anything, if I go and compare it to like last year, it's usually triple what we had last year. And I think that's part of people are used to Hawk Fanatic now. We haven't been around that long. We've only been around for 3 years.
Yep.
Well, actually 4. We started in June of COVID. We started in June of 2020 is when we launched Hawk Fanatic. And
that's what I would do.
Okay, well, I think that's probably good advice.
Yeah, just, tell them we're canceling. You told us we're going to make this much. Now we're making this much.
and it's not worth it for what your stuff is.
And it isn't.
Yeah, and it isn't worth it. And then, but I'd call Intertech and say,
What if they get nasty with you, Suter?
well, so what?
Will you get nasty back at them if they're mean to you?
No, I just won't deal
No,
with it.
you just
No,
don't
I don't deal
deal.
with anybody if they're nasty.
No, you just
I
don't.
hang up.
No.
No, I don't deal
I
with
mean,
that.
it's our site. If we don't want them on,
I want it to get ugly.
Well, I never signed a contract with
No,
them.
there are no contracts with
Yeah,
them.
so I mean,
So, yeah, you'll be fine. It's
yeah.
just like when people advertise with us, there's no contract.
Yeah.
They can quit whenever they want. There's nothing we can do about it.
Hello.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Great show.
Thank you.
Just wanted to tell you that I deleted the KCJJ app because of the articles are just so frustrating to get through with all the advertisements.
Well, we're going to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So put the app back on.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Okay, well, no, appreciate the insight.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what you guys need to hear.
Yeah, that's just my opinion, but that's what I did.
No,
Okay.
It's a decent opinion.
It's a decent opinion.
And I think they share it.
Yeah.
No,
All right, guys, bye.
Yep.
Yeah, because your guys' site used to be like simple. You call it up. Hey, there's the
Yep.
story. You read it. and
Yeah.
Now it's just like God knows what's going on.
Call it up. You call the station. Hey, I want that article removed.
No, that's never going to change.
Well, it wasn't a knife I chased him down with. It was a machete.
Hey, I didn't shoot him 4 times. I only shot him 3 times.
Yeah, you guys, fake news. Jesus.
But you guys have been dealing with that for years.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just the
Oh,
nature
yeah.
of the beast when you
It
run
is.
police reports.
We were dealing with that before the.
And see, there's a simple answer to that. Well, then, if you don't break the law.
Well, there you go.
Very
Can't
simple remedy.
Do the time, don't do the crime.
There you go.
We could learn something from Robert Blake, other than don't kill anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Robert Blake.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, that's great.
Jesus, God. Dude.
Now that guy would be confused by all those ads. He can't operate.
I didn't hear anything.
He can't operate the phone.
Was it disconnected or?
No,
I
you
just-
could hear him trying to
talk.
engage.
I guess he's on a cell phone. I'm guessing most of your calls aren't coming from landlines.
Hello.
Yeah, it's Corey from Coralville.
Hey, Corey.
Are you drunk?
Well, I'm gonna be like, a little bit.
Okay.
Not drunk, just
Pleasantly
having a good
buzzed?
time.
Yeah.
I'm on my way to the Iowa State Fair.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't
And,
drink on my. Don't drink.
Don't drink on your way. Just when you get there, just get hammered when you're there.
Well, I was wondering what you guys' opinions are on the best food.
The
Oh,
best
I'm the
food?
wrong person to ask. I haven't been to the fair since the 70s.
Yeah,
early
it's
80s.
a little stale by now.
All right. Well, I'm on FM radio, so I'm.
Well, here, I'll give you get a funnel cake. You can never go wrong with funnel cakes, right?
Yeah, get a funnel.
Get a funnel cake and wash it down with a corn dog.
You can't go wrong with a funnel cake.
And then Deb's there, right?
Yeah.
Go harass Deb.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, go
Get
look.
drunk and then go harass Deb. She works here.
She'll love it.
She'll love it. She told me she loves when people are just inebriated and they come up, and she loves that. She lives for that at the fair.
I just want to make sure and gain 10 pounds. While
There you go.
There you
Funnel
go.
cake and a corn dog will help you.
You got the right idea.
All right, fellas.
All right.
See you, Corey from Coralville.
Hey, he's got a plan. He's going to go to the fair and get drunk.
Am I the only one who doesn't like funnel cakes?
No, I don't mind them.
I don't like 'em.
The first couple of bites are tasty, but then after that, it's too much. But the taste are, I think they taste okay.
I mean, they're okay.
But it just seems like every bite you're taking like a week off your life,
It depends on how they make them.
And usually the only time I ever have a funnel cake possibility is in really hot conditions, like at a fair. And the last thing I want to do is throw a big funnel cake down when it's like, although the fair this year is getting great weather for the most part.
No, in record crowds.
Yeah, because when I think of the fair, I always think of really hot weather. So you don't like the taste of funnel cakes?
Not particularly.
Okay. I mean, to me, they kind of got
fried dough.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
No, but it's too
But he
sweet.
doesn't like sweets.
I don't like sweet.
I can see
Very
that.
well.
If you don't like sweets, I could see you not liking funnel. Do you like corn dogs?
No.
Jan loves corn dogs. And she'd get corn dogs all the freaking time, and she's supposed to keep her weight up and, So last night she goes,
corn dogs are a good way to keep your weight up.
Yeah, but they're not really as nutritious.
No, they're not. They're a little
I had
short
her
on
get
other things.
a tenderloin last night from Kraken's.
Kraken?
Damn.
They're good, aren't
they're
they?
good.
And I had a pulled pork, and it was just
I've not had their pulled
excellent.
pork yet.
Oh, it's excellent.
I've been getting their patty milk pretty consistently. I had that last week, and I may go to. I'm down to either Kraken or Ariza today for lunch. I haven't decided. Ariza can't offer you the Ray Gilmore special. With the Kraken, you get to hang out with Ray. Just no other restaurant in the state can offer that.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think Kraken needs to pay Ray for just his influence, his impact?
Entertainment value.
Yeah, the entertainment value that Ray brings to that restaurant can't be overlooked. I'll say that to him when I go
there.
there.
Round table discussion every morning.
Gatons and J. Patrick White and
Yeah.
They do that when we're on the air. They're sending us a message. They do that every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 9:30, right when we're on the air.
Hello.
Hi. I was wondering if you guys might be able to offer any insights into the Northern Iowa football. Is that something you feel comfortable commenting on?
Northern Iowa football? I haven't read much about this year. Have you, Pat?
I have not.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sometimes I do read up on it, but I haven't seen anything on them this year.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, 10 years ago, I probably would have known more, but I don't want to act like I know something when I don't. I know Mark Farley's still the head coach.
Yes.
Right. And certainly he's a great coach.
Oh, yeah, he's done
Mainly
both.
I asked because they're supposed to play Nebraska, like in the third game of the year. So I was just curious. Do you think
Seriously?
Really? I did not realize they played Nebraska. Well,
at Nebraska, a night game. So I was curious. Do you think that there's any chance that they'd be able to keep it competitive? I know Nebraska's supposed to be much better.
Yeah, you never say never. I think Nebraska is going to be better this year, but so I don't want to get overhyped on Nebraska too because it's easy to do that. But their schedule is so easy. I did read something where the 5-star quarterback is as good as advertised. But that's the Nebraska media saying that, and they're the biggest homer media I've ever seen.
Well, and keep in mind that when UNI plays Iowa State, they almost beat them the last time they played.
UNI almost beat Iowa.
Almost beat Iowa. It took two, blocked field goals in a row to beat UNI a few years ago. So yeah, I would.
They play September 4th. Oh, it's a night game too.
Yeah.
They play. Nebraska, their first 3 games are against UTEP, Colorado, and Northern Iowa, all of them at home. 2 of them are 6:30 night games. So that's going to be a huge challenge for Northern Iowa. And if they're not careful, it could get out of hand, I think. But
it could.
But Nebraska's also not Alabama, so we'll see.
And if Nebraska goes into it thinking we're going to kill these guys, we don't have to try very hard, then that's when the upsets happen.
So, yeah, you never say never, but that's going to be a tall order. But, yeah, 6:30 night game.
Okay. And then I guess in general, the other thing I read about UNI was that basically a lot of their assistants have decided to leave and go to other jobs. So they're a whole new slew of assistant coaches this year.
Yeah, that's not unusual. When you're at the old 1AA time. What is it?
FCS.
FCS. For a lot of these assistants, that's a stepping stone. I'm not disrespecting or anything. You know what I mean? It's a stepping stone. I mean, it's just like in business. You go to a bigger job. I mean, it's an FCS job. You want to land a Power 5 job. They lose coaches that way. That's what happens. And when you're successful at that level, like Northern Iowa usually is, other schools take notice of that, and they want to hire your people. That's one of the challenges Farley has in keeping his staffs.
Sure. So given that, they said that some of the new coaches they're bringing in are going to be running this air raid system. So my question is,
isn't Drew Tate there?
I'm sorry?
I think isn't Drew Tate at Northern Iowa?
That I do not know.
I'm going to look it up.
They mentioned somebody I thought coming from out west. But anyway, I guess my question is, certainly like at Iowa's level and Iowa State's level, when they bring in a new coach, a new system like Iowa has, generally you give them a few years before they're really running the system to, optimum efficiency.
Yes, correct.
Is that the same timeline on a level like FCS, given that when they're recruiting, they don't get all the recruits that they want. It's much harder they can target certain people, but, it's harder to get the people for their system that they really want.
Well, it is, but their competition faces the same problems.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, Drew Tate's the tight ends coach at Northern Iowa. He's been there since 2021.
Interesting.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
Oh, wait, no, he was. Now he's the receivers coach for the Sasquatch. He was here's an example of what we were talking. Drew was at Northern Iowa in 2022, tight ends coach. And then in 2023, he's the receivers coach for the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. And now he is the offensive assistant for the Toronto Argonauts. He kind of used the Northern
moving up.
And, in fairness, that's what you do. And but, yeah, that's the challenge for Northern Iowa is to keep these coaches because it's sort of a stepping stone situation.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your comments, guys.
Thank you for your call.
Drew was the quarterbacks coach at Tennessee Martin, and then that's where he was defensive analyst at Coastal Carolina, quarterbacks coach for BC Lions, wide receiver, tight ends, running backs for something TSL Alphas, whatever that is. Then Tennessee Martin, quarterback coach, Northern Iowa tight ends coach, then Saskatchewan Rough Riders receiver coach, and now he's an offensive assistant for the Toronto Argonauts. And remember, Drew played in the Canadian Football League, so he's familiar with the terrain.
Yep.
So,
well, we wish Drew the best of luck. He was one of my favorite Hawkeyes. I loved him.
From a media perspective, he wasn't always easy to work with.
No, I imagine not.
I mean, sometimes he was a dick. And I'm just going to say that. But, I mean, he was fun that year in 2004. He just didn't really like the media. I mean, and he dealt with us when things were okay, but when things got a little chippy, he just wasn't going to take any of our crap. But there were some times where he was just kind of mean.
Woke.
I don't know if he's woke. I don't think he's woke.
You were woke.
Oh, we're woke, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, that 2004 season, that was one of the greatest seasons ever when you consider what they were able to accomplish under the circumstances, and he was really good.
20 years ago.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Wow.
I imagine they'll have that team back for some type of They should.
I hope so.
They'll have that team back
Wasn't
for some.
Brad here then in 2004?
Brad Mann?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's someone, one of the players told him to. I think it was Drew Tate told him, buzz off. Yeah, to ask him something.
When would he have seen Brad Mann? He never went to press conferences.
Yeah, he did. Well, not for us.
I don't remember. I don't ever remember him in a press conference.
He'd show up. Well, he ran into him somewhere, and he wanted to interview him for his TV show.
Oh, that thing I went on, that travesty. That thing, I remember sitting there with Feeney. I'm like, what the hell am I doing here?
What the hell were you
He played
doing?
it like David Letter, like he was David. It was just ridiculous.
Tommy was his announcer.
Well, that's Tommy's problem.
Are we going to end on Brad Mann?
No, we got another call. This call is going to propel us to heights we never thought we
All
could
right.
reach.
I love it.
Hello.
Yeah, this will propel you to heights. This is John Balmer. How are you?
Good, John. How are you?
Good. You might have mentioned that this is a memorable date. 47 years ago, the king of rock and roll passed away.
Yeah.
Yep.
47. Yeah, that's right.
He's been deceased longer than he lived.
Yep. And there's people still crying.
Well, I was a fan, but I wasn't crying. So, anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter this morning. They showed him doing his last performance in June of '77.
Yeah.
He was singing that Unchained Melody song.
Oh yeah, that was not pretty physical.
No, you could tell he was. I mean, bloated, sweaty. It just
it
did
was
not
sad,
look good.
really, when you think about it.
47 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the McDonald's parking lot on South Riverside Drive like in middle afternoon, and I heard it on the radio. I remember it was a Tuesday night because I was on the city council then, and we had a council meeting that night. So I remember it very vividly.
Wow.
For sure. So, but anyway, so you guys aren't going to the state fair?
No.
No.
We went last Saturday. That was the day they had a record crowd, 128,000. It was.
How was it cool? Yeah, it was cool last Saturday, wasn't it?
Oh, it was gorgeous weather.
Yeah.
I mean, low humidity, in mid 70s, sunny, but shoot, it was terrific. So,
did you have a
They've
funnel
been
cake?
doing great every day.
Yeah.
I ate a pork chop on a stick. That's one of our favorites. So,
Well, that sounds good.
yeah, those are good. That's one that we always partake of. So, but yeah, it was good. You know,
Got to ask you, John, who's going to win the election?
What's that?
Who's going to win the election?
You really want me to predict that?
I'm just kind of curious to see what you think.
That's a good question. I think it's a real toss-up. I won't be voting for either candidate. This will be my third presidential election in a row that I haven't voted for either one. So
Okay.
I've got a high bar.
You going to vote for Kennedy?
Support.
Yeah.
Vote for Kennedy.
Vote for
Oh
Kennedy.
God, you kidding me?
Vote for Kennedy, and then on one of your
Yes,
walks,
we are.
on one of your walks, scrape up some roadkill and take it home and eat it.
Yeah, brother, he's gotten stranger and stranger all
He's
the
a
time.
goofball.
Yeah,
And that's
I don't
being
know what's
kind.
happened to him. Jesus.
he's
No,
insufferable.
I think it'll be close, gentlemen.
Trump did admit that he thinks Kamala's hot. Do you see that one?
Oh my
He's
God.
got I think he's got a crush on her, or at least her physical appearance.
He called her stupid and then says she's hot. That's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Well, that's Trump.
Well, in all fairness, he calls every black woman stupid.
but she is hot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Anyway, don't get me on him. My candidate Nikki Haley looks really good right now, but unfortunately she isn't there. So.
Well, she looked good until she goes. You can't vote for this guy. The guy's terrible. She's running, and then all of a sudden, she's defending him.
Well, it's lukewarm, Steve. You got to say. I mean, she's kind of
True.
protecting his flanks here a little bit. It's lukewarm. She called him out the other day on the way he's been acting. So
Saying she's got to talk. She wants him to talk policy and not just hurl insults. But
getting out of the personal.
that's just not him.
Well, and
not what he does.
And the crowd that goes to see him doesn't want him to talk. They want to.
They want to hurt. They want to own the libs and hate and just.
Oh, but it's wearing thin, real thin. I must say. I mean, but anyway, he won't grab any new votes by the way he's going.
Well, he keeps telling people he doesn't need votes.
Well,
that's the scary thing is he.
Then he's an idiot.
Well, no, I think he thinks that he's. Who knows?
Oh, I know. He's.
I think he thinks he's got enough election deniers in there to where what happened the last time is not going to happen this time. So we'll see.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
He's delusional. Yeah, no,
Yes, he
you're
is.
absolutely right, gentlemen. I'm tired of it already. I'm ready.
Oh God,
I'm with you, brother.
I was tired of it 2 years ago.
I was tired of it 20
like I
years
said,
ago.
I don't want him to go to jail. I just want him to go away. That's all I want.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going
Me
to put an
too.
ex-president in jail. It's just, it's
Yeah,
not practical.
It doesn't.
Lock him up.
Good.
Just let him live out his life in Mar-a-Lago and have the people go down there and bow and worship him. That's fine.
Lock him up. Steve would like to put the handcuffs on him.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So.
Lock him up. Steve would snap him shut himself.
That's what I figured.
He's 3 years older than you,
getting,
Steve.
Getting ready for high school football too, guys. I'm excited.
Yep, another week and a half.
Right.
Yep.
Yep. So City High's got a tough one to begin the season, though. That won't be easy.
Who do they
for
play?
Joliet Catholic. They
Oh,
got
again?
A return visit. Yeah.
I respect them for doing that because, no, it will not be easy.
No.
No.
Yeah.
But I respect them for playing the game.
Oh, I do too. They played them here last year, and it showed how good of a team they were. But gave our kids some.
City's got some nice
opportunities to see where they
pieces.
were.
Bobby Bacon, their quarterback. I think I read where he's going to Pittsburgh State, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that's a good Division II program. No, they've
It's
got
a
some
good
good.
Division II program. His dad.
West
told me
High's
that,
got a
and
good
he said-
quarterback. There's some good
Yeah.
players.
Yeah, he's very pleased with the choice. So yeah, hope he'll have a nice year.
My brother visited Pittsburgh State before he had an Iowa offer. He was thinking like Air Force because he was one of those fringe Iowa recruits. And then when Iowa offered him late in the process, of course, he took Iowa. But I remember going down to Pittsburgh State, and they were really good back in the late 70s. And obviously, that's a long time. No, it's a good program.
Yeah, very good. Well, that's good to hear. It's down in Kansas.
Yes.
I've never been.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, gentlemen, have a great week.
All right, John.
Thanks, Johnny B.
We'll look forward to the next week.
Hey,
Talk to you
John.
later.
John.
Yes.
Lock him up.
Okay, Trump Jr.
I've called you Trump Jr. before.
I'm going to start calling Steve Trump Jr.
All right. I think this is a clear signal that this program is over for this day.
All right, Johnny, thanks. I'll see you out on the trails.
Yeah, see you.
All right. Police reports are next with Tommy Lang and Captain Steve. HawkFanatic.com. Check it out. It's free.
KCJJ weather.